Welcome back for our last broadcast of 2018 through 2019.
Today we'll be focusing on all expectations throughout the whole school. Let's get right into that broadcast.
Expectations for special events and assemblies.
Volunteer actions the first time. Looks like, sounds like, voices opposite, crisscross, applesauce. Look ahead with ice.
Be respectful. Looks like, sounds like, sit quietly, show respect to the speaker and adults.
When you are in an assembly, you need to have your voice off and sit on your pockets at all times.
We are going over student by reminding you about the rules in the classroom. These rules are follow directions the first time, be respectful, follow Kaifuti, and be prepared. And follow directions the first time means when the teacher asks you to do something, you do it immediately. Being respectful means when you raise your hand, you wait to be called on and use kind words.
Kaifuti means to keep hands and feet and other objects to yourself. Being prepared means to have everything you need for your classes.
Kaifuti in lunchroom looks like, sounds like, keep all food to yourself, sit on your pockets, feet on the floor, facing the tables.
Following the directions the first time means when your teacher says something, you do it before they say it a second time.
Be respectful means every time you have a question, don't give teachers attitude and keep your spot clean.
Hi, today we are going to be talking about difference in expectations. First, keep your voice quiet. Second, go. Third, flush. Fourth, wash. Fifth, leave.
The second rule of going to the bathroom is being respectful to all the other students. This looks like one person per stall and the bathroom is clean when you leave. This sounds like your voices are quiet and other people are getting their privacy.
The final rule is to follow Kaifuti, and how to follow Kaifuti is to keep your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. Another important rule is to keep the water inside the sink.
We are going to talk about hallway expectations. Don't be playing or messing around in the hallways. Make sure to listen to all adults.
And also make sure to be quiet in the hallway so don't distract other classes while they are learning.
Be in a straight line and don't have side conversations. Walk, don't run in the hall.
Being respectful on the playground looks like and sounds like.
Stay within your boundaries. Also take your and return equipment.
Make sure you line up and you hear the bell and you line up in your correct line.
Following directions the first time looks like and sounds like.
Make sure you have turns on every game and make sure you never use the equipment appropriately.
Include everyone and take turns. Also use kind words.
Following Kaifuti the first time on the playground looks like and sounds like.
Hands, feet, and objects must be used safely at all times.
And no plate fighting.
Respect. You show high respect when you show high regards for people in authority. You treat others as you would want to be treated. You value yourself and others around you. This is what it should look like.
Have you heard about John Cena's mom?
If you too serious, stop talking. You show respect by facing me and stop talking.
We're going to talk about honesty and explain what it is.
I show honesty by telling the truth when someone asks me a question.
Not lying, cheating, or stealing, and admitting when I've done something wrong.
Make sure to use honesty around everyone. Today we're going to be telling you guys what conjunctions and interjections are.
What is a conjunction?
Conjunctions are words or phrases that come together in a sentence. Some examples of conjunctions are like and, but, or even nor.
What is an interjection?
An interjection is a word or phrase that expresses strong feelings or emotions. Some examples of interjections are help, ugh, ouch, or even look out.
These are interjections and conjunctions.
This homework's just way too hard.
We can help you. What are you learning?
How to turn mixed numbers into an improper fraction.
We just learned that.
Oh, great. Can you teach me?
Yeah.
First thing you want to do is multiply the whole number in the denominator.
That's 21.
And then you add that number to the numerator.
That's 25.
And then you would get 25 sevenths.
Now you know!
Wait, who are you guys?
We're going to teach you how to add double-digit numbers.
So first you add right to left. So first 3 plus 7 is 10. You carry the 1. And you add 6 plus 9 equals 15. Plus 1, that equals 16. So your answer is 160.
Today we're going to be talking about an 8-year-old who lives in homeless shelter who won the New York Chess Championship. His name is Tiny Tulovi. He goes by Tiny. He plays in first place in New York State Scholastic Championship for kindergarten through third grade.
Teddy's never had an easy life. His family moved from northern Niger in 2017 fearing attack from the Christians. He has won 7 trophies now and he has placed top player for his age group in his country. His hope had finally come true. He had now moved out of the shelter and into a new apartment.
Did you know there's a girl named Rohani Aliwalia who wants to help find a cure for cancer?
She wants to find a cure for cancer because when she was in 6th grade, her aunt died of a cancer called leukemia.
Cancer is caused by cells that grow together too quickly, and also cancer can cause tumors.
Chemotherapy kills cancer cells, but it also kills good cells too.
So she wants to find a cure for cancer that does not harm good cells, but does kill bad cells.
I hope you learned something new today.
There are many kids who have dealt with issues in 2018, for example, global warming and gun violence. They have also proven that you are never too young to do anything.
Liza Goldberg is a high schooler in Columbia, Maryland. When she was 14 years old, she convinced NASA scientists to give her a job to work there. Her first job was to research a ordered spaceflight. Then she started researching pictures of the satellite to see what has been broken or lost. And the more she worked, the more she felt inspired.
A 10-year-old boy named Aiden Pucker was training for a 5K race. He first completed the 11-year-old 5K race, then the 13-year-old 5K race as well.
Jamara Crump is an 11-year-old girl who has taken lemonade stands to the next level. She now runs a company called Lemontopia, a huge hit.
Walt Disney had taken a job at Kansas newspaper and was soon fired by his editor lacking imagination and with no good ideas. He started a company called Laugh-O-Gram producing cartoon animations.
His success with Laugh-O-Gram, he short-lived to keep afloat the company, but in 1923 it declared bankruptcy, and then in 1923 Disney moved to Hollywood when he was 22.
He died December 15, 1966.
Sylvester Stallone was born in 1946. He's the actor for Rocky Balboa in the film Rocky.
He moved to New York City in the 1970s to pursue his dream of acting.
Except no one would hire him. They said he walked and talked funny and couldn't act.
He even had to sell his dog for $25 to pay an electricity bill.
He was rejected over 1,500 times, but he just kept trying and trying. Soon he was homeless.
Then he was soon offered $325,000 but couldn't act in it. He refused again and again.
He finally accepted $35,000 and a percentage of the film's sales. The film made over $200 million in box office.
This is just one example of a person that never gives up.
Steven Spielberg was born in 1946 in Cincinnati, Ohio. After his parents divorced, he moved to Los Angeles, California, where he attended film school at Southern California University. But later he got kicked out for his horrible grades, but that didn't stop him.
He then attended the less prominent California State University and released a film that flopped, even after some popular films such as Jaws, but that didn't stop him. He released other great films, such as E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, Jurassic Park, The Color Purple, AI, and so many more.
Good morning. Welcome to our presentation about the rainforest.
The rainforest is a forest full of tall trees in a region where it is warm all year round and the rainfall is plentiful.
You can find rainforests in regions of Africa, Asia, North America, and Central America.
Rainforests stay green throughout the year. There are more kinds of trees in rainforests than any area in the world.
The tallest trees in the rainforest can grow up to 200 feet.
The top of the trees form a covering of leaves called the upper canopy.
The tops of the smaller trees form a layer called a lower canopy.
The trees of the rainforest provide fruit, lumber, and many other useful products, including important medicines.
Many animals spend most of their lives in the rainforest. Some of these animals spend their lives in trees and never descend to the ground.
Bats, gibbons, monkeys, parrots, and toucans eat the fruit and nuts found in the upper and lower canopies.
Several types of anteaters, monkeys, possums, and porcupines also live in the rainforest.
Some animals live on the floor of the rainforest, like antelope, deer, hogs, tapirs, and many kinds of rodents live on the forest floor.
Chimpanzees, jaguars, butterflies, spiders, and ants are all abundant in the rainforest.
People have destroyed large areas of the rainforest.
Scientists estimate that over 20 acres of the rainforest are destroyed every year.
The destruction would lead to the elimination of hundreds and thousands of animals and plants.
We can try and find ways to save the rainforest.
We hoped you liked learning about the rainforest.
The
end.
The night Max wore his wolf suit.
And made mischief.
of one kind.
And another.
His mother called him,
Wild thing.
and Max said,
I'll eat you up! So he was sent to bed.
Without eating anything.
that very night in Max's room,
A forest grew and grew and grew until the ceiling hung with vines.
And the walls became the world all around.
And an ocean tumbled by.
With a private boat.
the Max, and he sailed off through the night and day.
And out of weeks.
Almost over a year.
To where the wild things are.
And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they
Roared the terrible roars.
Roar! And gnashed their terrible teeth. And rolled their terrible eyes.
And showed their terrible claws.
till Max said,
Be still!
And tamed them.
With the magic trick.
Of staring into all their yellow eyes.
Without blinking once.
and they were frightened and called him,
The most wild thing of all!
and made him king of all wild things.
And now, let the wild rumpus begin. Okay, stop.
And sent the wild things off to bed.
Without eating anything. And Max, the king of all wild things.
I'm lonely.
And what we were so loved him best of all.
Then all around from far away across the world.
He smelled good things to eat, so he
Oh.
said,
I'll give up being king of where the wild things are.
But the wild things cried.
Oh, please don't go.
We'll eat you up.
We love you so.
and Max said,
No!
And the wild things roared their terrible roars.
Roar.
And gnashed their terrible teeth.
And rolled their terrible eyes.
And showed their terrible claws.
but Max stepped into his private boat,
And sailed back.
Over a year in and out weeks and through a day.
Into the darkness of my own room.
Where he found his supper waiting for him.
It was still hot!
Once upon a time, an old soul sent her 3 little pigs out into the world to seek their fortune.
Happy sure to rain and remember that I love you.
The first little pig met a man with a load of straw.
I know, buy a straw and build a house.
That's not a good idea.
Mind your own business, thank you.
He bought the straw and set about building a house.
It took him no time at all.
Very soon, late and hungry, Wolf happened by.
Pig was just thinking about his favorite food, so he knocked on the door.
Little pig, let me come in.
No, put my hair in my chin.
This annoyed the wolf to no end.
Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Go right ahead.
The wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house in.
And he gobbled up the little pig.
And the second little pig met a man with a load of sticks.
I've got out by those sticks and built a house.
I'll think about that twice.
Oh, Pooh, what would you do?
And he bought the sticks and went to work to building a house.
Very pretty.
No sooner had the little pig settled into his pretty house than the wolf happened by. The wolf was still hungry.
Little pig, let me come in.
No, not by the hair of my chin.
The wolf didn't care for that at all.
Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Ha ha ha.
So the wolf huffed and puffed and he blew the house in.
So he gobbled him up.
Now the third little pig met a man with a load of bricks.
These bricks will make a solid house.
Typical idea, little fellow.
So he bought the load of bricks and set about building a house.
The little pig took quite a bit of time.
My said soiled, my said soiled.
The pig saw the wolf loitering about.
The wolf was still hungry.
Little pig, let me come in.
No, but not with the hair on the chin.
The wolf had heard of that before.
Then I love and puff and blow your house in.
The wolf huffed and puffed until he was quite blue in the face.
The house stood quite firm.
I'll try another approach.
The wolf put on his most dazzling smile.
Little pig, I have something teasing you. Should we go get some turnips?
Oh, I'm much too busy now. What about tomorrow morning?
Excellent. I'll pick you up at 6.
The pig woke up at 5 and ran to pick up some turnips and dashed back home.
When the wolf got there at 6, the turnips were already boiled.
Sorry, I couldn't wait.
The wolf tried not to show his displeasure.
No harm done. Should we go get some apples?
I must cook my turnips late. Let's eat there tomorrow morning.
Excellent. I'll pick you up at 5.
The next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off to get some apples.
It took him no longer than he expected to reach Merry Meadows, and while he was picking up some apples from the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching.
Do try one of these.
The third little pig threw the apple as far as he could.
When the wolf chased the apple, the little pig shimmied down the tree and went safely home.
The next day, the wolf came again.
Really, he was quite put out.
There's a fair on Hog Hill today. Would you care to go with me?
Why don't we meet there? With 3 o'clock suit you?
Colossal.
3 it is.
Just to make sure, he would go there at 2.
At 1 in the afternoon, the little pig went to the fair, and he had a fine time, so fine that he lost track of the hour.
Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he seen the wolf coming up the hill. Without a minute to spare, the pig jumped inside an empty butter crun and rolled down the hill toward the wolf.
Well, the wolf was so scared he ran all the way home.
That evening, the wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he was by a great big round thing rolling down the hill at him.
Frightened you did. The great round thing was Buttertron, and I was inside.
It was too much for the wolf to stand.
I've been nice long enough. I'm gonna eat you right up now.
So the wolf climbed up to the roof, and when the little pig seen the wolf, he got a big iron pot and put it on the fireplace and stoked a fire.
Here I come. Dinner time.
You can say that again.
And he cooked the mean old wolf and gobbled him up.
Keep up the good work. Have a good time at Farnsworth and have an amazing year.
Bye.
Tigers,